By the end of this video, you'll know if Smite 2 is worth your time or if it's a game you should approach with caution. First, let's talk about what Smite 2 does well. One of the biggest improvements is the graphics. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game looks incredible. The gods and terrain are more detailed, with cloth simulations and physics that make the game world feel more alive. For example, Ymir's wall can now freeze parts of the map it touches, and Chak's rain circle actually makes the ground wet. These interactions add a new level of depth to the gameplay that wasn't present in the original Smite. The visual overhaul extends to the abilities and god models. Abilities like Cernunnos's brambles are more intricate, with individual thorns and swirled designs that make them stand out. The armor textures look polished and realistic, and the shadows are more accurate thanks to the power of Unreal Engine 5. These graphical upgrades make teamfights and interactions much more engaging. Another positive change is the streamlined UI. The god selection screen is modern and simplified, making it easier to navigate. The combat text is also clearer, with immediate feedback on status effects like stuns. A white border around the screen and progress bars help you keep track of what's happening during chaotic teamfights. These quality of life improvements will be appreciated by both new and veteran players. The jungle has also seen a significant overhaul with the introduction of the infamy system. As you kill camps, your level increases, and the camps get stronger while providing buffs. This adds a strategic layer to jungle play, as you can track enemy progress and potentially steal camps to hinder their buffs. The ability to push a button to pick up buffs instead of automatically grabbing them is another welcome change, giving you more control over your gameplay. While Smite 2 has a lot going for it, there are some significant downsides that can't be ignored. One of the biggest concerns is the shift towards more conventional MOBA elements. The introduction of active inventory items and a simplified shop might make the game feel more familiar to players of other MOBAs, but it also risks losing what made Smite unique. The game's distinct identity is at stake, and some longtime fans might find these changes too drastic. The removal of relics, as we know them in Smite 1, is another questionable change. While the relic effects are now tied to items, the balance between utility and raw stats can be tricky. Players may find themselves sacrificing too much in terms of stats to gain the utility they want, which could lead to frustration, especially in competitive play. The new jungle mechanics, while interesting, could also be a double-edged sword. The infamy system adds complexity, but it might overwhelm newer players who are not familiar with jungle strategies. Additionally, the idea of leveling up camps could create imbalances, especially if one team can consistently deny the other's buffs. This could lead to snowballing, where one team gains an insurmountable advantage, making matches less enjoyable. The introduction of bushes or grass patches for stealth is another feature that might not sit well with everyone. While it adds a layer of strategy, it also changes the dynamic of map control and ward placement. Players who are used to the open maps of Smite 1 might find this change jarring and difficult to adapt to. While the visual and gameplay upgrades in Smite 2 are impressive, there are valid concerns about the game's direction. The shift towards a more conventional MOBA could alienate longtime fans who loved Smite for its unique mechanics and identity. The balance between introducing new features and retaining the essence of what made Smite special is delicate, and high-res might not have struck the right chord with everyone. Another major concern is how high-res will handle monetization in Smite 2. The approach to skins, gems, and in-game currency will be crucial in maintaining player trust. If the game leans too heavily into pay-to-win or aggressive monetization strategies, it could drive players away, regardless of the improvements in graphics and gameplay. So, is Smite 2 worth playing? The answer isn't straightforward. On one hand, Smite 2 offers stunning graphics, new gameplay mechanics, and quality of life improvements that make the game feel more modern and polished. On the other hand, the changes might not resonate with everyone, especially those who loved the original Smite for its uniqueness. If you're a fan of the original Smite, or enjoy MOBA games in general, Smite 2 is definitely worth checking out. However, it's essential to approach this game with caution. The changes to gameplay mechanics and the potential for aggressive monetization could affect your enjoyment in the long run. That's our review of Smite 2. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming reviews and updates. See you in the next video!